Hey folks, thanks for tuning back in. I just completed the Perilous Moons quest yesterday, so I figured today would be a good day to try out the Moons of Peril bosses. I think some people like to go at these. You might kill just one boss and then open up the chest at the end where your reward is, and then just keep repeating that over and over again. For today though, I'm going to try to take a stab at defeating all three bosses. So we've got our Justiciar armor on. We need really high defense here because we can't actually pray, to protect from the bosses. It's all about just making sure you're standing in the right spots and trying to use your defense armor the best you can. So that's why we wanted to be a little bit tanky today. I'm going to go through here. I think the first one that we want to fight once we go into this antechamber is if we go northeast. Looks like that might be where, I want to say it's the Eclipse Moon one? I'm not positive, but in case you guys haven't done this yourselves, you'll see that there's 4 different passageways that you can go through, or at least that exist here. One of them is blocked off in the southeast corner, but the other 3, if you were to follow one of those paths, eventually it's going to lead to a boss. Rainbow, thanks for joining. Thanks for the good luck here. We're certainly going to need it. This is brand new, hot off the press type stuff, so let's go find the first boss here. We'll see if we can take it down. Alright. I'm looking at a map on the left side of my screen there. If you see me look over, I'm just trying to walk through this as efficiently as we can. There are a few different side paths you can take, which may get you a little bit off track depending on what you're trying to do, so hopefully we can find the boss pretty quickly and then we'll get started. I believe it's in through here. Just so you know, there are ways that you can get I believe there's like a lizard that you can catch and then cook to eat for food. And then there's also a certain fish within that area we just left where you could use a big net to catch those and then cook them and eat them. So pretty cool that you can actually like find your own food while walking to the bosses. So that way you won't really have to keep teleporting to the bank and all that. I actually showed up with a full inventory of food though. I just didn't want to draw the stream out for too long here. So we'll see if we can get through with the inventory that I brought. Once we click on this statue, if you haven't turned the setting off, it's going to warn you and say, hey, there's a boss in there, you really want to do that? So just click yes, and then it's going to throw us in there and we'll get started. Now when we fight, you'll see that one of these circles on the floor is going to glow. We need to make sure that we're standing on whatever one is glowing whenever we're attacking the boss. And someone else is in here fighting this one too. Each person that's in the room sees a different version of the boss. You're not actually fighting the same one together. So just kind of ignore them for now. We're just going to do our thing in parallel. We're trying to hide behind this orb so the magic attack can't hit us right now. I kinda did it. It was working at first. Alright, so once that goes away, we go back to fighting. This boss and the other 2 in this area, they all have 500 hit points to start. So not the worst we've seen, not the best we've seen. Okay, so here I need to turn real quick and try to look at whatever, wherever the creatures are that are popping up. Essentially, I'm trying to parry each of their attacks as they pop up, so you want to look at them real quick and turn in their direction. I think we're doing it. Okay, we survived. I don't know that that was the cleanest way to do it, but it worked. They are down to 85 health, so I think that's good. Looks like we've got to do this orb shield thing again. I feel like we're doing better than we did last time. Hopefully you guys feel that way. Oh. Ah, they got us once. Hey, that wasn't so bad though. Whenever they do damage to us, I believe it heals them. So that's why you'll see that their health kind of went back up there intermittently. Well, honestly guys, I didn't know if I was going to be able to beat that one at all, so kind of glad that we got that one out of the way. Again, this is only the first time I've tried these bosses outside of the quest, so we're kind of learning together here. Now you'll see that there's a cooking stove and stuff like that here. I believe if you wanted to try to take supplies here and catch some fish and all that, let's see if there's an area around here that we could do that at. We'll go for the hunting one, just so I can show you guys exactly what it looks like here. You're supposed to be able to use this rope on one of the rocks, and then you touch another rock there, and you make this lizard trap. And now if we rustle this bush over here, some lizards are supposed to run out of it. And now we just caught a lizard. So that's pretty cool. I'll do that again so you guys can see it. So touch one rock, touch the second rock, scare the lizard out. Boom. And the reason why I wanted to do the lizards instead of the fish is I believe you can get 2 or 3 pieces of meat from the lizards after you cook it. So instead of us just getting like a 1-for-1 for each lizard we catch, we actually get like a 3-to-1. So there's a bigger payout for the time spent, you know? I think I'm gonna do just one more here, and then we'll take this back to that cooking area over here. We'll see if we can just throw it on the fryer. Cool. Easy enough. So now we have some extra food. So I guess we just have to figure out how to get to the next boss, and then we'll go to 2 of 3. I'm looking at my map. I think I can, let's see, run down this way. Let me know if you guys have done this before and you could see that I'm going the wrong way. I'm very appreciative of any direction you can give me. Okay, so we ended up back in a different part of the dungeon, it looks like. So if you guys recall, we went to the northeast section the first time. So it looks like now that we went northwest, we just need to get to the end of this passageway. Be careful if you're a lower level here. I'm a full combat, like max level, so a lot of these things don't aggro to me. But I do think that if you were lower level, these wormlings might come after you, so just be ready for that. If you need to protect from melee or something, I would recommend that. I just made a nice cup of tea here. You can see if you right click on the cooking stove, you have an option for make cuppa. And then if you drink that tea, it's gonna fully restore your stamina or your energy, so that's a nice little trick there. I don't think we go down this passageway, but we can check it out real quick. Maybe I'm wrong. I was wrong. Okay, cool. So when we go through here, there's going to be another boss. So again, it's the second one of the three. And essentially, the fighting mechanics are similar. We don't want to get hit by the white snow. So just get off those tiles whenever you see it pop up. And then when it's time to fight this, the blue moon, you just have to make sure you're standing on whatever circle is lit up. So far, so good. Now when this happens, we have to go relight the, I think they're braziers, if I'm saying that correctly. But anyway, they normally contain that like white flame. Whenever she puts the flame out, we have to go light it again. So we're just going to do that, and now it should bring her back into a position where we can fight her again. Or him. I'm not sure if it's a him or her. Looks like a her, I think. Okay, here we go. I never actually read the text of the quest as we're going through it. Like, they normally describe these characters and their origin and all that stuff. I kind of just click away, though, and move to the next step of the quest, so you guys may know more about the moons than I do. Okay, for this one, they just took our weapon and they froze it inside this ice block, I guess we'll say. So now we have to punch the ice until we free our weapon. It's kind of annoying. At least it would be in real life, right? Okay, here we go. There we go. I don't know what that combat task is, but it's a good thing that we got it, so yeah, yes. We'll probably get some more since this is our first time actually challenging them. Let me just take a minute. I want to try to figure out where we're at now. It looks like we might need to run to the right in order to get to the Blood Moon boss. Here we are. Alright, so this is the last one. So again, similar mechanics. There's going to be, you can see the circles over on the left. Whenever they're lit up, you're going to stand on that and do your attack. And then I think the Blood Moon special attacks are that she's going to make blood rain from the sky. That's exciting. So we're going to try to not stand on the puddles that form on the bottom. And then there's also a special attack where there's some jaguars that she pulls out. And we have to kind of attack the jaguar pretty quickly and then step away from it before it attacks us. So we'll have to try to get into a rhythm there, but I think you'll see what I'm talking about in just a sec. Here we go. Okay. Like I was saying earlier, I do think that each time you beat one of these bosses, that makes you eligible for an award. And in order to collect your reward, you really just have to go to this ancient chest and look inside of it, and it'll give you whatever you earned from the fights. So yeah, you can only, like, you can do just one of these bosses if you want, and then go collect your reward. Like, there's no problem with that. But if you kill more than one, like right now we're killing 3, the reward that we get when we check the chest is going to be greater. So, anyway, we'll see what we get. I don't even really know what comes from the chest, but we should have a better chance at something good based on the fact that we're killing 3 in one run here. So you can see him hitting that jaguar, then stepping away. It's a little slow that time. Not too crazy. I'm sure once you've done this a dozen times or so, like, you'll get the timing down better. Like, I probably shouldn't have taken much damage there, but I did, just because I'm new to it, so I believe we'll get better. Okay, this should be the blood puddle things again, so just don't stand on any of them for too long, you just try to keep moving here. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to where the puddles form. You just, wherever they're not, step there. I think I'm walking away just a little bit too early, and that's why I'm getting hit for damage there when I step on the poison. Yeah, how I did it just now I think is how you're supposed to do it. See, we're getting better. We're figuring it out. They've got 100 health left. 78 now. She got 4 health left. She's gonna make us do this one more time. Boom. We did it. Alright. So let's see where we came out now. I think we're... I don't know where we are, to be honest. I think we want to go south. If we go to this passage that's down in the southwest, I think it takes us to the ancient shrine. And I believe that's where the loot is. I may be wrong. Oh, it's a lunar chest. Okay. So, we're pretty much just going to click on this to open it. It's going to tell us what we got. I guess we're just going to cross our fingers that we get some collections items, since I don't even really know what the best stuff is that comes out of here. Let's see what we get. No collections items. And I don't know what these things are. Super compost. I think this Atlatl dart, that's actually a collections item, but I got one yesterday when I did the quest, so that kind of counts. But anyway, it doesn't seem like the best drop there. I do believe there's some sort of armor that may drop once in a while, so that's really what we're after. Let's see if we can sneak another one of those runs in. We'll try to run through it a little bit quicker this time. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab another rope. I believe if we go down these stairs and through this doorway, that's how we get to where the lizards are. So I'm just gonna try to catch a couple of those and we'll cook them up for our inventory. And then we'll get into fighting the bosses. So touch one rock, touch your second rock, rustle the bush, enjoy your spoils. Hopefully you're not a vegetarian or you're not gonna like this part of the stream, and I'm sorry for that. We gotta get the lizards. Look, I didn't design the game, okay? But we have to survive here. I do think, though, there's another thing you can do here if you wanted to really prep for it. Like, say if you're a lower level and you're worried about your defense and all that, there is a way that you can make something similar to like a super combat potion. So that's kind of cool, too. I don't really know the proper steps to go about doing it, but there is a way to make a potion if you wanted to better prepare yourself, I guess, for the boss fights. Let's get one more of these. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. I think, why don't we go back to the eclipse moon again? We'll try to follow the same pattern we followed for the last one. So in order to get there, we have to go through this entrance to the south. Okay, and we'll dive right in. I do think that the Moons of Peril, like all three bosses that we're fighting, I believe the quest and the bosses were all designed to be more of like a mid-tier challenge, or for like the mid-tier part of the game. You can see that I'm making pretty quick work of these guys, like with my Justiciar armor and my like higher combat stats. It may be trickier for lower levels, but that's kind of the whole point, you know? So if you're in that ballpark with your skill levels and stuff, don't be afraid to try this out, because it was kind of made for you. They're already halfway dead. It's pretty cool. Okay, now we're gonna stay behind this orb. This is similar to what you're supposed to do in the Inferno, I believe, when you're trying to hide behind that shield. You guys know that I've never actually made it that far to even give it an attempt, but I feel like this in some ways will help us practice for that. Nice. Oh, I forgot to cook the lizards that we caught. My bad. We'll have to do that when we leave here. Good thing I had other food on me. Look at that, how convenient. They put us right next to the stove, so we'll just cook them up now. Okay. So I think now we're going to want to go up northeast. I believe if we take the northeast pass, that's going to take us to the ancient prison area, which is where we get to the blood moon. I think. Maybe not. I don't know what we're doing. It looks like I'm wrong. My map's all turned around, so let's try a different way. At least I disclosed I had no idea what I was doing today, so bear with me here. I think we're gonna go down these steps. We actually need to go south, it looks like, so definitely my bad. This is kind of like when I'm in the Barrows dungeon. I do perfectly fine fighting all the bosses and whatnot, but then it takes me 20 minutes to find my way out of the maze, so I'm not the best with a sense of direction. Let's see. We found our way here. Now we go right. And in we go. Trying to figure out which boss is the coolest here. All of their special attacks are pretty neat, but I feel like I think I like this room the most. Even though the jaguars are a little tricky, I actually kind of like that about it. Like, it makes you pay attention a little bit more. And I like the graphics here. I don't know if you guys have a favorite so far. Okay, she's down to 150. Alright, now I'm getting the timing down. You can see I'm not taking damage anymore there, so that's cool. Hey Tim, thanks for joining. Yeah, this is my very first time actually. I just completed the Perilous Moons quest yesterday, and today is the first time I've actually attempted the bosses outside of the quest, so there's been a pretty steep learning curve just figuring out how to walk through the paths and stuff, but other than that it hasn't been too bad. Have you done this before? I think we didn't do the blue moon yet this time, so let's go find it. Yeah, Tim, thanks for that, man. It was funny because I was trying to like make it simpler, so I came with my own food, but then I thought, oh yeah, you can catch some lizards here, so I tried to demo that a bit, but I still have to remember how to catch the fish, and then there's some sort of potion you can make, but I guess I'll learn as I go, you know? Let's see here. I'm trying to find the blue moon. For some reason I keep getting myself turned around here and I can't find where I want to go. Looks like I've got to go to the southwest here. Wow, thanks so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. That's so awesome to have you here. That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be great. If you want to join me here, I'll follow you for a run. I'm trying to finish the the blue moon here now, and that'll complete the trifecta, I guess. So then maybe I can squeeze in one more run before we wrap it up. We're almost there, guys. Just a few more minutes. We made it back to the central antechamber, they call it. So now we just have to go into, it looks like, the northwest passageway. And that's how we'll get to the blue moon. Alright. It looks like for this one we have to go just south of us, but on a different tier. There's another entranceway, so that's how we're going to get to the blue moon. On our way through, I'm going to make a cup of tea so we can refill our energy. You can see I just ran out of stamina there, so. Boom. Alright, we're back at it. The suspense was killing me there. I didn't know if we'd ever find our way through the passages. I should add here, though, that the passageways never actually change. There's really nothing complicated about it. It's just the fact that I'm not very familiar with the area in general. But once you've done this a few times, like, the doorways are always the same, the paths you take are always the same, so it's really not as hard as I'm making it out to be today. There we go. We got our sword back. Yeah, Rainbow, this one is cool. It's kind of calming. Like, except for the parts where they're trying to kill you and all that, and like you might freeze to death and stuff, but other than that, it's kind of calming, so. Overall, I like these. Let me go light the braziers over here. Alright, they've got 37 health left. It's looking pretty good. Boom. Victory is ours. Alright, Tim's on his way. Now it's a party. Tim, I am, let's check the world I'm in. Looks like 346, okay? I'll throw that into the chat quick. That'll be sick. Having someone that actually knows what they're doing for the stream will be helpful. So while we're waiting for Tim, let's go back to the ancient shrine. We'll see what kind of loot we got from all this. Let me just try to orient myself here. Looks like we've got to go over this way, maybe. I'm just making stuff up. I have no idea which passageway we're supposed to be in. Clearly it's not that one. I think I had my map flipped, so that's why I wasn't really sure of the direction. Obviously that's not going to help. Let's see. Oh, south. Oh, sorry, Tim. I'm seeing you now. Southeast? Tim's never gonna find us, because I can't even find us. Alright. Well, so far Tim has been right 100% of the time, so we're gonna trust him. Let's open up the lunar chest here. We'll see what we got. Alright. Got some soft clay, some water orbs, swamp tar, and some wormling bones. So, not really sure the value of all that, but hey, we beat the bosses and that's what it's all about. Another kill count. Alright. Which way do I go, Tim? You want me to go west or south? Sweet. South it is. Alright, Tim's on his way. He's gearing up. Alright. We're actually going to hit the bank real quick. Tim's going to show us how to do it from the ground up here. By getting our own food and whatnot from within the actual, I guess, fight area, whatever this area is called. So we're going to go south out of here. The bank is just a quick walk down here to the southeast, so we'll hop in there. Alright. I see someone misfit Tim here. I have a feeling that's our Tim. There he is. This guy looks like a nice guy. Let's follow him into this dark, scary combat area. Why not? What's the worst that could happen, guys, right? Oh no, I clicked the entrance. I bailed on Tim. Good luck, Tim. Let me raise my screen up. Alright, let's go. The worst decision you made today, Tim, was showing me how to do this thing. Alright. You said this is an Iron Man character of yours, Tim? Oh, sweet. Even better. I'm already out of stamina here. Let me try to catch up to you. We'll go make a cup of tea here. Okay. Okay, got it. So it looks like we're gonna make those potions we were talking about. So we've got 6 of these grubs that we just pulled from that sapling. And then we pulled the vials and the pestle and mortar from the supply crate right there. Okay, we're gonna drop that. Wow, Tim doesn't mess around. We've already evolved so much here. Drop net. Did you do... Oh, okay. Did you do the fishing one too? If you got the net? Okay. Got it. Okay. So I've got a rope, I've got the... Oh, this net, okay. I thought you were talking about a fishing net at first. I'm with you now. Here we go. Alright, the lizards we know how to catch. At least this is familiar now. How many lizards do we want? Are we just filling up an inventory? Okay, I didn't realize you could do 3 of these at once. That makes more sense now. I thought you had to do them individually. So what we're going to do then is click all these rocks. It looks like if you wrestle the thing, then you could catch 3 lizards in one shot, so... Pretty sweet. Tim obviously knew this already. We're catching up. Okay. Okay, sweet. I've got 9. Well, I guess I'll have more than enough, but let's go for it. Alright, so we've got, what, 13? Or no, 12 lizards, but when we cook them, Tim said we'll get more than 1. Sweet. Okay. Makes sense. So this boss is weak to crush, but we have a fang, so we don't have that option, so we'll just roll with it. Okay, gotcha. Oh. Sweet, good idea. So we just marked that tile so that way I don't get so lost next time. Good looking out, Tim. He knows me so well. Yep. Ah, okay. So since Tim helped us make those prayer potions or super combats, it's kind of like a combination of the two, I believe. He's saying that we can use piety when we fight the boss now, which will help us take her down quicker. We're essentially going to hit harder than we were the last time. So that's pretty cool since we have the option of refilling our prayer now. We're better enabled. Tim, we are a force to be reckoned with. Thanks for running with me, man. I really appreciate this. Wow, this is quite a bit easier with piety on. That's awesome. We just got another combat task, Tim. Beautiful. Or combat achievement, I should say. Where'd Tim go? Let's see. Oh, okay. We made it out quicker than Tim did. He's still in there grinding, so. All right. Got it. All right. So yeah, this boss, Tim was just mentioning that whenever it hits us, it heals itself, so this is the one where it's kind of like a teeter-totter depending on how good we do and how good it does, so we'll see how it goes. We'll put on piety again. That's alright, Tim, we'll wait for you. You've already saved us 20 minutes by helping us navigate more efficiently, so. Look at us go. We are amazing. easy. Alright. We're all done, Tim. We'll hang out in the lobby here. Wiping the sweat off of ourselves. I'll just refill my prayer while we're hanging out here. We'll need Tim to turn his stream on now. We'll tag team this one. So yeah, this is really helpful, guys. I mean, obviously this is much more efficient. Like, first of all, we didn't waste 30 grand bringing our own fish into the fight area. Based on what Tim helped us see, obviously we were able to make our own potions to keep our prayer full. We also were able to catch those lizards, so we've got a free food source. And then too, I think if you're a lower level, that might be where like fishing might be a little bit helpful, or if you just have a preference for it. But either way, there's two different types of fish you can get, all within the fight area. So, pretty cool. I mean, for most of the bosses we've seen so far, like outside of today, it's very rare that you can just show up and just get food while you're there. It's always like an investment on the front end, you know? Hopefully Tim's making out okay in there. Let's all enjoy a cup of tea while we're waiting here. Nothing like a nice cup of tea. That is super convenient, Rainbow. We're gonna have to get you in here with us. That's really sweet too. Based on the piety that we're using, now that we have the prayer refill, we also didn't really use much of our food. So that's really cool. I mean, you could probably do a couple rotations of these 3 bosses if you wanted to. I'll probably have to log after this round, but at least when I sign back in later, I'll still be geared up and ready to go. Tim's in there fighting for his life. There's probably a way to get back in there. We probably could have been watching him fight this whole time, but I don't know. We run the risk of me getting us all lost along the way, so it might not be worth it, but if you are running with some buddies when you play yourself, that's something you could do, though, is just to observe how the fight's going, you know? Yeah, Rainbow, it is kind of calming out here. It's not the worst place to be hanging out. Luckily, I was able to go in behind the cooking stove here. This sulfur Nagua wanted to rip my head off, so I needed a place, like a safe spot to hide from them. I love how Tim's in there though, like clearly an uphill battle with the boss healing on him, but he's still here talking to us in chat, so we appreciate you, Tim. I might just make our way to the last boss though, just because I've got to log in a few minutes, so I'm gonna try to work my way over to the Eclipse boss if we can find her. I'm just looking at my map here. I think we're gonna go down here. This doorway should take us back to the antechamber. Oh. I think I went a different way, Tim. Sorry, I didn't see your message at first. Alright, so I think we're gonna go in here. Now, if Tim were here, he would tell me that we should mark a tile here. So we're going to label this one Eclipse Moon. And it's a stab-based boss. Alright. Let's make sure, yep, we're good to go here. Alright, let's head in. Okay, now we'll do our shield walk. Hey, we did it! Flawless! Tim would be so proud. Alright, and that's that. Alright, where are we? I think we want to go to the southeast. Yes. Thanks, Tim. Alright, let's see what we got, guys. We got things. Some clay, some tar. I don't think any of that's like super crazy or anything, but hey, this was an awesome run. Tim, we really appreciate everything you did for us, man. Sick. So yeah, we definitely learned a much more efficient way to go about the Moons of Peril. So, Tim, thanks for the follow. Guys, thanks for the video likes, and if you wouldn't mind following me as well. Tim, I've got you added as a friend on here, so hopefully we can run again soon, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll catch you next time.